What do physicians want to become independent? That's our topic today, and I am Dr. Poe Ravel, 36 years in private practice, and this is Doc Dynasty, a channel empowering and committed to keeping doctors independent in their practices and beyond. So today, that's our topic, and this was a recent survey by Becker's Healthcare, one of the leaders of in this field, in interviewing and talking about healthcare in general. So the four things ended up to be some of which we've talked about on this channel. Number one on that list is they wish they had business training. So what does business training mean? 7 years into my private practice, the climate was changing. HMOs were coming in. I didn't even know how to manage that since we had independent insurance companies with no restriction on how we billed. So I decided to take a postdoctoral master's, and that master's was completely about the business of medicine. What it means today is several things. When you become independent, there are only a few factors that become very important in the beginning. How you're going to structure your business. LLCs are the way most doctors go, whether it's a group or it's independent. It limits your liability if something happens in the office. If you're a single member LLC, you're a sole proprietor. To this day, I'm still a single member LLC. It's very protective. Number two, you know what it takes to start an office, which can be broken down to several things. Number one, you need to have office equipment. I highly recommend, so many physicians are going into groups or retiring, you want to buy their office equipment. You can lease it from them, or you can buy it outright. I bought it outright extremely reasonably. Number two, remember, you need computers at the front. Bare minimum, a scheduling one and a billing one, so two people can work at the same time. And a desk. I mean, literally, this is all you need, and maybe a desk for yourself in the back. Number three, you need to shop for software companies that service your field, because there's a wide variety, and what you really want is the least amount of cost, no buying up front, you lease it, so that if there are upgrades, those become free to you. And number two, it involves not only the free upgrades, but also training for free and a certain number of hours for staff training for free. This way, all of that is part of the package, and look at your packages. Number three, you need staff. Now, a very wonderful thing has happened. First of all, you can get part-time staff, Salesforce being number one in the world right now to staff your office for the number of hours you need, which can start out as part-time. But also, software companies now offer this thing called a virtual assistant, meaning you alone are in the office, you're seeing patients, and your virtual assistant, you can actually say, book this appointment, book that appointment, and you can see on your roster what the co-pays are. This is an automated system that integrates with your software billing system. So you have a virtual staff that's there when you're not there and when you are there, and they can book appointments for you. So I would ask your software company about that. Very reasonable. So those are the basics, and of course you have to find a location that is visible, and it could be shared office space to reduce your rent, or an independent space. So these are the basics. These are 5 things in business to start your business. Not overwhelming. Number two, the number 2 item on this list for physicians to go independent was financial assistance. So we all know that it's very hard to get started financially unless we have money saved. And usually people rely on their family or something else. However, your local banks you should start relationships with when you're a student. So when this time comes, there is no one more secure than a physician these days to a bank. And they will give you small business loans. There is an application process. You definitely want to establish your credit. But financial assistance, if you keep your expenses in the beginning low, make yourself viable for at least 6 months. And that's all you need to borrow, because remember, you will have money coming in. Nowadays, advertising can be just all social media, so it doesn't cost you much. So 6 months is the financial assistance you should look for. Third, administrative support, just talked about that. Salesforce, #1 in the world for staffing an office of any kind, and virtual assistants with your software company. And lastly, tech knowledge. So IT and tech, the only problems we would have are things in our office where we don't have a tech department like a hospital. So this too is built in, and for very little extra, your software company will give you an 800 number where you can fix things as they go. So again, you don't have to spend for a tech person. You don't need to be alarmed by tech. All of this is built into a good software company. I've been doing this. I picked a company 10 years ago, and then as we evolved 5 years ago, that has served all these needs without having to stress about it. Hope that all of this is helpful. Recap the 4 things that physicians want to start independently is business training, financial assistance, administrative support, and tech support. Hope this is helpful.